Welcome back to Conscious Cannabis. My name is James, and you're listening to a channel that's been feeling a little bit depressed recently. We think it's the depression. However, in order to try and beat our winter blues, we're going to be growing up a batch of a Northern Light Auto from Royal Queen seeds. This is wonderful, indica dominant, it's got Thai and Afghani origins. It is, for want of a better word, an OG strain. Pretty much everything you would want to see from both an auto and an indica. She's particularly tall, 100, 120 centimeters, which, if you don't know autos, is kind of big. And I mean, at this point, you've honestly got to start considering her low THC percentage, coming in about 14%, I think, which for me is more than enough, but in the general market, who's to say exactly? Anyway, what have we got coming up today? What we're going to do is take a look at our week 0 checklist. We've got a number of things that we need to take care of in order to make sure that this grow goes just about as well as it can. And we'll try and run you through some of those. We wanted to make some nice videos about more exciting topics, but we're back with a video about cleaning. Nice, so first up, decontamination. We had ourselves an issue with thrips and fungus gnats in the last grow, so instead of simply leaving the fabric pots with all of their lovely microbes, be dusting them down, brushing them off, getting them in with some hot water, getting them in with some hydrogen peroxide. We'll have some instructions later on, don't you worry, and making sure that any eggs, any issues have all been taken care of. They'll get a good rinse at the end, they'll be good to go. In terms of the tent, same deal. We're going more aggressive on the water hydrogen peroxide solution here, simply because we can't leave the tent to soak in hot water, and therefore we want to be doubly sure that everything is properly taken care of. Same routine as the pots. Remove all the debris, give them a good hoover, give them a good wipe off, get that solution all over the gaff, try and get up in the cracks and the grannies, you'll be grand. Alright, so for our fabric pots, we've got some instructions on the screen. Give them a poke from time to time, keep them agitated, keep them moving around. It should be a pretty solid option. The 70-degree water essentially means that it's gentle enough that the pots aren't going to get damaged, because we don't like buying more stuff. I think that makes sense, right? You can also leave them to dry in the sunlight. Sunlight is an awesome disinfectant that also comes highly recommended. And a little moisturise when you're done with your tent. You got some dry hands after all that messing around. Nice, so decontamination taken care of. Shall we have a look at a tech check? Bit of a superfluous term, to be honest. This is going to encompass a different amount of stuff for everyone. For me, I'm checking my valves, my gaskets, making sure my fans are working. Got to redo my cable management. Oh, it's so satisfying in there at the moment. It's such a breath of fresh air when everything is all cleaned down, set up, and ready to go. We've got cable management sorted, we've got our ports sorted, we've got the humidifier on the outside. We should be ready for germination, essentially. But we do have to take a moment to adjust our lighting. And we thought this was worth leaving in the video because if you have an old-style meanwell driver, you might have run into this issue as well. I had to go and get old technical documents to figure this one out. But if you find yourself without a lighting switch, a dimmer. If you don't have a dimmer on your light, you can unscrew the power bank, the power well, the driver. You can take the driver off the main board, and underneath you should find the options for voltage and amps. I don't know. Consult an electrician if you're not sure. Probably don't mess with it if you're not sure. And also never adjust it with the light on. That's just obviously the incorrect way of doing. But as you can see, by adjusting the screws under here, we can get ourselves a little bit more brightness, make sure we got the heat we want without too much daily light intensity. Probably show you how to measure that in a future video. But now, with the tech check complete, everything's good to go for our germination. What do we have in this ridiculously sized beaker? 3 little seeds that have been soaking in a 4-to-1 mix of water to hydrogen peroxide for the last 18 hours. They've been soaking at 25 degrees, pretty much in the dark, and we've got a couple of floaters there, so I'm just giving them a very gentle tap on the top of their little seedy heads, seeing if they want to sink down. As a good way of telling how close we are or how far we are through our germination process. Sinking seeds is always better. There he goes! Fantastic. Alright, we're starting to show a little taproot here. They'll take a few more minutes, and then we'll be getting them in their final soil, the final substrate for this grow. Nice, so for our Germination Tek, we do keep it really straightforward. For an autoflower, honestly, less is more. There's been one of the bigger learnings from my growing experience is just don't stress the seeds and the seedlings so much. We soak them in the H2O2 for the sake of disease control, mold prevention, oxygenating the seeds, weakening the shells. It's great, it's brilliant. Give it a try, you'll probably never go back. Longer than 18 hours, I would generally avoid, but I don't know if there's a proper body of research to back that up. And from there, once they've had their 18 hours, you can get them into the pots, which I did not get any footage of, but I've come back afterwards just so we can talk about it for a second. So in our fabric pots, from the bottom couple of centimetres, what you've got is some clay pearls in there, brilliant for aerating the roots and helping with drainage. Above that, we filled half the soil in, mixed a litre of water, filled half the soil in, mixed a litre of water. Essentially, they'll be just below field capacity, but that's kind of perfect for me for the time being. Seeds have gone in the centre, and as you can see, it's a little bit more moist there, as after they've been planted, we've used 50 millilitres of water to just settle the soil around them, and a beautiful demo from our hand model there. Little shallow hole, drop the seed in, cover it up, pop a little bit of water on top. As they've not fully germinated yet, we haven't actually got them sprouting out the soil. We're going to keep everything as you see above, 25 degrees in temperature. We're a little bit below, but that's what we're aiming for. 80% relative humidity, generally around 85% is where I see condensation start forming, which is messing with my ability to control the temperature. We generally avoid going too high. Alternatively, you can consider just popping a little humidity dome on there. You might consider poking some holes in to help with the aeration, but you don't need to have a bloody humidifier running the whole time. Just get your tomato pot and turn it upside down. In terms of the actual planting, keep it very shallow, don't compact the soil or anything like that. A little bit of water to settle the soil. If the soil dries before they've popped up, give them a little bit more. They'll be fine, but keeping it easy and light for the time being. Alright folks, there you have it. That is everything from our week 0 checklist. I tried to be pretty complete just because I don't have a perfect tech or the best tech in terms of setting things up, and that's kind of what our channel is, right? We're making a lot of mistakes, we're learning as we're going along, and if you'd like to follow along the journey of these free little plants and learn with us, well, we'd be delighted to have you. I've no clips of them actually sprouting, no successful germination just yet. We're going to upload this one to YouTube, and hopefully when you join us in the next video, things will have gone well. We're confident in the tech, maybe there are some points there that you can incorporate in your own. Anyway, thank you very much for lending me some of your time. As always, may you be loved, may you be strong, may you feel like you belong.